I talk to a lot of people, and we talk about how skillful and humble certain people are. But let me tell you what, make it through this entire video and find someone more skilled with more humility out there in the game today. That is my challenge to you. Comment below. Mr. Shadowbox is like no one I've ever met before. And anyone I've ever spoken to that is aware of him talks about him being next level. And I'll tell you what, it's not just about his craft. Pay attention. I am humbled and honored to have met Mr. Shadowbox. All love. Enjoy. The legend, Mr. Shadowbox. Carol, how are you, sir?
I'm good, man. Thanks. Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for joining from Poland.
Yep.
Our first Polish guest.
That's me.
That's you. Now, I'm going to start, and I'm going to share my screen real quick because
Sure.
I need everyone to know immediately what the heck is going on in your world because I'm blown away.
Oh, thanks.
And I can't get over it. I won't get over it yet. This piece is a newer piece of yours, and I'm starting here at a bad time, but look at this. You're literally digging a trench
I do.
into this card.
Yeah, man.
Like, look at you. Now you become an electrician and you start wiring this thing. And then you cut these pieces out. Look at that cut. Look at that cut. Like, the cuts are insane. Mr. Shadowbox, what the heck are you doing here?
Thanks, man. Honestly, there is a kind of a rolling joke inside the hobby, inside the craft space that I'm doing, that I'm the madman, because I always take the most probably insane route to achieve something. And usually it's very time consuming, and that I have to think outside of the box a lot in order to achieve what I do. And, for Alakazam, I have to give a kudos for my good friend, Tom, who helped me with wiring, because I'm not that good with soldering on such a small scale. So he actually prepared the whole, cable management's all set up for me, and I was just making a room for it. So essentially, this wouldn't happen without his help. But yeah, Alakazam is a perfect example of something where I wanted to include a bit more LED lights into the project. I don't include them in everything because I feel like this is something that can be done only if the artwork, when it fits the artwork. And here there's a perfect artwork for that, because we have a window that can be lighten up, and those two spoons covered in some kind of aura are just a perfect opportunity to put the LEDs behind. And this water pipe running on the wall was just designed for me to hit the cables behind it.
I can pick on any one of these, and I showed this in the last episode with Sharkbait. Any single piece. Sharkbait even commented, the ability for you, the precision of your cuts is like nothing I've ever seen, Carol. How did you get to this point?
Honestly, this is speaking about the, I would split this into two different sides, because to achieve a clean cut, you need to focus on your technique and your tools, and then also have the post-processing technique to keep that edge extra clean. So in my case, I'm using the absolute best quality blades you can find on in the world. And to anyone wondering, those are Alpha blades from Japan, and they eat X-Acto knives like on a, not even on a breakfast. X-Actos are just a snack for them, because the quality of the steel is so much better with Alpha knives that even a complete amateur can see the difference by themselves by starting to using the better tool. And so that's the first thing, the tool. Then there is a technique. So each card is kind of different, and this is something where experience comes in a way, because some cards are easier to cut, like cards without the holographic foils, cards without any sort of engraving, any sort of texture. But essentially, I don't make the cuts by dragging my blade. I tend to have this kind of sewing motion, like I pick my blade inside into the cart, and I just take it out and just move along to the line. It's way more time consuming, but the results are way better, in my opinion, at least. And then we have the post processing of the cut. So I'm constantly sealing the edges. If you open the Instagram, I can show it an example of that technique exactly, because I have it shown on one of the videos where I'm just if you can just scroll down a little bit, because it was in January this year. I don't post a lot. Yeah, there's a Sylveon. Yeah, this one. Yeah. So here, about like, I don't know, 20 seconds into the reel, you will see that now I'm just taking out the parts. And the next shot, I'll be, dragging this kind of blunt metal ball tool. Those are clay sculpting tools. And I'm using them to compress the cut edge, because it just seals off the cut edge and removes any sort of frying or anything. And it leaves a way better outcome than just raw cut. It's not everything. Like, you definitely need to cut it cleanly in order for this technique to help you. But something like that definitely helps achieving a cleaner edge. And the last thing, which is the most important, is to paint your edges. And I'm using acrylic paint, which is also way more time consuming than using any sort of markers. But markers such as Sharpie, they tend to bleed into the card. So you can see this kind of black sheen that goes underneath the topmost layer of the paint. And you don't need that. You don't want that. But black acrylic paint, I'm able to mix it with water to get it diluted enough so it's kind of thick and it closes the edge, but doesn't seep into the layers. You know, everything I'm talking about is just a result of years of making it. So each one of the things I mentioned, I was perfecting over years, basically. And here we are. Here's where we are now.
My mouth is like open. The whole time you've been talking, I've just been staring at the video. My mouth is hanging open.
It's a pretty good one.
Here's the thing, Carol. Here's what confuses me.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm confused because I've seen a lot of card cutters in my day. I've seen a lot. I don't want to say they're a dime a dozen, but a lot of people have tried in their home to get out their butter knives or steak knives and cut a card. You're cutting out words, Carol. You're cutting out. Look at the words.
I am, and those are actually Japanese, which is way easier because, like, you have one sentence as a whole, but now I just moved up into cutting English lettering, which is like each single word is a single, and I'm not sure if I have posted anything with that yet. Just give me 1 second.
You solved it. You solved how to cut out English words.
Yeah, I did. You can see the Goku on the bottom right of the screen. Yeah, there's a Goku. On Goku, I have cut out the English words, each letter by each letter individually, and in the end, in order to have them appear on top of the artwork, I've came up with completely out of the box acrylic sort of a sheet on top of the whole build that has only the text on it. So you can see me just putting the text on that. Yeah, it looks very good because it gives you this kind of extra detail, one more extra detail into the depth of everything. And it's just, man, this is what I'm thriving for. I love doing it. So for me, it's just
this is crazy, Carol.
Man, thanks, appreciate it.
This is unbelievable. You've only been on my radar oh my, that's insane. You've been on my radar for like a week, and I swear to you, every night I look at your page. This piece, how long did this take you? This piece in particular, do you remember?
Around 40 something hours. Yeah.
I got to tell you, I would have guessed 800 times longer than that.
Nah, man, it's not that bad. At least there is some kind of learning curve to everything. And even now, if the project takes me 30 hours or 40, 2 years ago it would take me 60 hours, and it wouldn't be done that clean. So essentially, there is a lot of I gained a lot of experience, and it also allowed me to progress way faster with stuff like cutting or processing parts. Because, with Goku or something similar in detail, I have I'm guessing 5 to 6 hours of just painting the cutout layers, because each part has to have painted edges and everything. So for me, it's just a matter of, I'm just putting an audiobook on my headphones, and I'm just going with the paint. So it's just so.
This piece is stunning. This piece is absolutely. Where do you even think of so what I love about artists?
Yeah.
See, I can't even speak with you on the phone, Carol. You have me all. You have me all flustered with this art. You've got great art. You have great artists that can just draw, or they can paint, or they can do what it is.
Yeah.
Then you have great sort of conceptualists, people that can visualize what it is and come up with great concepts and execute. You've got great cutters. People are great at a lot of things.
Yeah.
What you have done here is taken a concept which you couldn't pay. No one could pay me enough money to visualize what I'm seeing on the screen. How the heck? How the heck do you look at this card and say, "This is what I want this piece to look like"? I want to get these bolts, these screws, and shave them down, and cut out talk to me. Do you just see it? Does it just come to you?
This is kind of an interesting question, and it might be answer that many people will be blown by, because essentially I don't plan out. Like, if you take the Alakazam, initially this project was only going to have the window light up. That was all the plan I had, because essentially my customer who donated the cards and everything, he asked me if it would be possible, and since I've done this in the past, I was like, yeah, sure, it's possible, I can do it. But then, as with all of my projects, I tend to start when I start to work on the piece, I start to vibe with it, and I'm starting to look at the artwork to see what's there, what could be done here, and I'm just having those. It's a long process. Within 15 to 20 hours of cutting, I have a lot of time to just think and visualize what I would like to do and where I would like to go with this piece. And the idea for the lights behind the spoons, it just struck me when I was cutting out the auras, because I was just thinking, well, how can I do them? How can I make them appear better or more interesting? So my first idea was to just use some resin to pop them out, to make them kind of shiny. But then I just thought that I can just build them with resin and make them glow in the dark with the glow powder. Okay, so that's something where I was aiming for. But then I was just like, okay, we are introducing LEDs, so why don't add 2 more LED diodes behind the spoons? Yeah, sure, let's do it. And there is a lot of ideas that I'm just finding while I already started working on the piece, which is kind of my curse, because I tend to find something new to do when it wasn't even in a plans or talking. So essentially, I often have a situation where I have planned to do something within 30 hours, and I end up working for 50 hours because I think to myself, if I won't do this, I won't take the whole potential out of it, and this is
Yeah.
what I'm after. I'm not after making as many as possible, as many shadow boxes as possible, but instead I'm chasing the heights of making something truly unique, because I won't have opportunity to work on this Alakazam again, and I won't make it again because it's a one of one. And because of that, I want to give the best of me for this piece. There's my heart in it and my absolute top of the skill I have right now. So yeah, this often leads to me finding new idea for something completely out of the pocket, and I'm just spending more and more hours into it. But in the end, I receive so much positive feedback under my pieces that it's definitely worth it, because people motivate me like nothing else. Because it's just, I try to stay close to the ground, because trying to be humble about it and everything, because for me what matters the most is what I do, is my cards and my process, and I hope that my approach and my pieces are showing that, right? But I couldn't thank enough to everyone who supports me, because it's just for someone like me, who's just a guy from Poland, who's just dedicated to the process. The numbers, the sheer amount of people who interact with me is just impossible. But I'm here for it, and I'm trying to meet the expectations every single time, man.
I mean, let's be real, Kara. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't get like giddy on conversations. All right,
Yeah.
I talk to a lot of people all the time. I'm blown away.
Yeah.
I am inspired by your dedication to perfection. Okay, it's a curse,
Yeah.
but you, like you said, and the fact that it's not mapped out, I can appreciate it. You just get into it. But doesn't everybody want their artist to have that level of connection, that level of commitment to precision and perfection? Like, it's a curse, man. But look what you've done as a result of the curse.
Yeah. I this is a curse. I just name it a curse, but I don't actually think about it as a curse. And this is something I also can talk about it a little bit more, because uh, I know that a lot of artists who gets commissioned by someone, they just accept the commission, they do the job, then they deliver, and that's it. And on my end, what you see in this stitch with in this stitch reel, there is like, I don't know, it has 50 or 60 seconds of the process that took way over 30 hours or something. And the customer who got this, he saw like every day by day progress of me doing everything, explaining it to them. Because for me, there is one more important thing when I'm making something for someone. I want them to build a connection with the piece. I want them to know how much work it went into making it, into designing it, and into finishing it the way they want it. And I think that it works for them, because it's not something you see often, when you can commission an artist and be actively a part of the process. And a lot of people told me exactly that it was their first experience like that, where I showed the basic details of my work and explained to them what I aim to do, how my thinking process goes, what are my plans, ideas, how I, go through different things of the different stages of the process. And this people appreciate stuff like that and approach like that. So I try to be perfectionist on on so many fields, because I try to absolutely best to be absolutely best at what I'm doing. That's the first thing. The second thing, I'm trying to be the best in contact with people I'm talking about. And also the recording everything. It's a difficult. If you think about it, it's a kind of difficult thing to have a process that that takes you 30, 40 hours to make, and you have to show it within 60 seconds, showcasing the highlights, the most important stuff. But imagine how much more goes into that, right? So there's a lot of intricacy sometimes, and I do like to show that, but the people who are commissioning me to make the piece for them, they are getting almost everything I shot. So it's a lot.
It's amazing. I think, to your point, you do a great job marketing it. You do a great job recording it. I
Thanks.
love that you connect with the person. Are you working exclusively on commissions right now? Is that how you get to these pieces?
Half sorta, because I mean I have commissions listed. The waitlist is solid months long, a couple of months, but I also have a lot of people who are just genuinely interested in my pieces, and since I'm the one-man army here, I am not able to reach every one of them, and there is also a lot of easier artworks that would take me up to 10, 15 hours that I would love to make. And let me just say that when I have a process like Alakazam that takes me 50 something hours to finish, I'm just, I feel like I would burn out working exclusively on that for a week or something, right? Because it took me, I started this Alakazam somewhere at the beginning of September, and I just finished it yesterday. Because this is so time consuming, so energy consuming to think about how I want to finish it off, and there is a lot of things that goes into making this. So I do love to give myself like 2-3 days of a break from this detailed piece and make something slightly easier that will take me like 1 day to finish, because there are a lot of artworks that are way simpler on cheaper cards that I do love, because they have a lot of possibilities to go as shadow boxes, and I would love to I would love to make them. So with pieces I've making in my free time, I just drop them on my website from each and every 2 months or something.
And that's just first come, first serve?
Yeah, first come, first serve.
I need to set some alerts, Carol. Like,
I mean, it flies out quite fast, like 30 minutes and it's gone. Yeah.
I bet it does. I need advance notice. You need to send me a handwritten letter before you're about to post this. This work is stunning. Give me a price range. What does a custom piece go for? What do your drops go for? Just out of curiosity.
Depends on the piece. Somewhere around $500 up to $700.
Okay. But I think that's a steal.
But but this is about something that's definitely less time consuming than Alakazam, for example, right? Because Alakazam is just like a top shelf you can think of about details and everything. So it goes slightly more, right? But every card I'm making, the price is very individual based on what I'm doing, how much time it took, and everything. Because it's just very difficult to be exact every single time and to estimate, right? Because it just takes time. But
now, what shocked me, we spoke a couple minutes before before we started recording.
Yeah.
What blew me away was I would have assumed you've been doing this for 20 plus years.
Nah.
And I said, how long have you been doing it? What did you say?
Around 5 years.
5 years.
5 years. Yep.
5 years. Like, my daughter's 6, okay, and she can't write a full sentence yet. She asked me how to spell words. That's no disrespect to my
6 as well, and yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, 5 years, not a long time, is the point of that. I'm not disrespecting my own sweet daughter.
Absolutely,
it's not a long time. How the heck are you here in 5 years, man?
Okay, so the backstory is definitely the fact that I was working as an optician for the past nearly 10 years, kind of benefits what I'm doing here. But what I would say is the dedication. This is the I think this is the most important thing, because for the past 4 years, I was working on a 9 to 5 job, having 2 kids at home, and my nights were just making shadow boxes. I was sleeping for like 3-4 hours a day, and yeah, it was draining, but I just felt like so much passion into it. Every single, my wife hated me for that, because every single evening I was like, no Netflix, no fucking nothing. I need to make it, because in my head I was like, yeah, I see it in my head, and I need to finish it, because I just feel like this is me. This gives me the purpose of life. Honestly, at this point, I'm so happy because I'm able to do it on a daily basis, and this is something I just adore above anything else, because I was never able to put so much effort and my time and my thinking into what I love doing. And at the same time, while I was working 9 to 5, uh, having a family on my head and everything, it was so draining. But my most important goal was to not forget about my family while I'm focusing on my craft and my work. So the thing that was getting away from me was sleep. And I was just sitting down to cards, to shadow boxes, when everyone in the house were asleep. And that essentially was me working nights. I'm a night owl, so it was okay with me. It was a little bit of pain when I had to wake up at 6 to work or something, but essentially, I just felt like doing it was making me whole, if that makes sense, right? I just needed it for myself. Over time, I also noticed that people do pay attention to what I do, and it brings them joy. It's a lot of people when were inspired by what I'm doing, and it kind of gives you this thick to go deeper and deeper into that, right? So right now, I would love to teach people about it a little bit more, and I'm not able to reach to every single one who asks me over the direct messages or something, but I often do. Often I manage to open the messages, and there is someone asking for an advice, because I try doing it, but I'm struggling with this and that, and I'm like, yeah, sure, man, I'll try to help you, and I do, but sadly not not available for everyone, just because of time, right?
I'm blown away by I can't stop being blown away by your passion.
No, man, it's no. Honestly, this is something. If you are passionate about something, you don't have to tell me that you're blown away. Because honestly, for me, I think, like, if you are passionate about something and you have time and some urge to devote to it, you can reach really high heights. Let me just put it this way, right? And the dedication is a key. And today, nowadays, we live in a world where there are a lot of distractions. Like, haven't you found yourself like swiping the Instagram or TikTok for an hour or something? Yeah, sure, I did myself. But this is the time where you could make something productive. And I'm not talking that you should only do stuff that's productive, but just, I just started to pay attention to how my day goes, what I'm doing to, uh, on the less bright note, I haven't played any video game in 5 years. just don't have time for that, right? So that's a boomer, but I could find a bit of time for that. But then I often find myself so invested into what I'm doing right now that I just don't feel the need. And it's
I gotta tell you, people would be a lot less interested to hear about how you did in your video game last night than watching what you did.
That's true. So let's keep it this way, right?
Do you do a lot of business with U.S. customers, or is it mostly overseas?
For me, it's a worldwide kind of gig, because I do have a lot of customers from United States, but not exclusively, right? Because I do have a huge base of customers in Singapore and a lot of countries. Like I once I had an idea to just have a Google map dedicated to my shadow boxes where I send them and just pin every single location. But I just dropped this idea after a year of doing, and because I already have like majority of the modern world covered, right? So yeah, even very exotic, very exotic, because this year I sent from Yu-Gi-Oh the whole Egyptian gods trio, 3 shadow boxes as a one frame to Qatar, and it was cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. I mean, it's so amazing that in 5 years you've taken it from your first blade on a card to now sending, like you said, pieces to Qatar.
Yeah.
What does your wife think now? Now that you're rested a little more, you got a little more sleep and playing less video games. How's that going?
She definitely supports me because she sees how happy I am doing it, and me being happy about it makes me more focused on family, because if I don't have to stress about the work, about anything else, I can just focus on family as well, right? So it was definitely a change for good for all of us, because in the end, everyone benefits from that on this side.
So I assume you quit your day job.
Yeah.
Right? And how long ago did you do that?
This January this year.
Congrats, my friend.
Thank you.
That's huge, right?
Yeah, it's huge, but it was also the best decision I ever took in my life, honestly, because this is huge, and it was very, I was thinking about it for over a year, because I just didn't want to do something stupid and risky. But I started to think that I would hate myself for my whole life if I won't take the opportunity that life gave me, right? Because first of all, you can find 9-to-5 job anytime, right? It's honestly, if I just came from a position where if you are someone who is able to devote to something, if you would have to find a job, even if it's not something you fit for you at the beginning, you are able to do it anyway. And the thing is that over time, I just started feeling like my approach is very short limited, because I couldn't held sleeping for 3-4 hours a day for much longer. So I was either have to get rid of shadow boxes from my life or go full time on them. And honestly,
I think you made the right call.
Yeah, I think I like to think I made the right call as well, because what makes money goes second for me, and I often find myself in a situation, like I mentioned before, where I spend on a project way more time than I initially planned, right? And so let's just say my customer heard a valuation of something taking 30 hours, but I end up making it for 50, and I don't charge extra for that, just because I do like to stay true with them. Because for me, what I'm doing is already so good, such a good money that I'm not greedy about it. I would feel bad to. I mean, it might make some sense that I'm coming up from new ideas. So it would be understandable to ask for more money to cover for these ideas, but at the same time, these ideas I'm coming up with are not for my customer essentially, but for me, because I want to perfect what I'm doing, and it's not something they might be interested in, because they have their budget, they are interested in within this budget. But if I'm thinking about doing something extra that takes 10, 12, 15 more hours, but I know it will be worth it, I'm completely fine charging the initial price. I asked just because there is something else that you cannot really translate to money, which is the reach, views, people's engagement, interest, and everything, right? And I feel like this is a fair trade because I get to do what I love. My customer stays happy because they don't have to pay extra, even if they have way more done than initially planned. And I'm just being honest with myself. I would feel bad asking for extra, I think, and there's another thing that got to me over time, which were the deals with bigger brands, on which I obviously right now I have a brand deal with Naruto, with the Kaio, which are which hold the IP for Naruto, and there is a first English first English set released of Naruto. So this is a pretty big thing, and I'm generally happy that they reach out to me asking to be a part of their promotion and everything, right? So stuff like that makes me think that probably that was the good decision in my life.
It was 100% the right decision. But again, your commitment to customer satisfaction and your craft is unparalleled. I haven't, and I'm not saying that other artists aren't dedicated. They all are. I'm not, but you exude passion and sincerity, and I want to support you. And I think everybody that knows you wants to support you. It's just, you're just infectious in that way.
That's very
there's more to you than your art. And someone said to me the other day, I interviewed someone, they said, some people can't disconnect the artist from the art. And some can. Mm-hmm. Okay. Some can look at it and pretend an artist was a complete jerk.
Yeah.
And they did amazing work. Mm-hmm. There's some people that could buy that work and appreciate it, and there's other people that can't. They'd be like, well, that guy's a jerk. I don't want to support him. Mm-hmm. But you, Carol, you are the perfect blend of it all, because there's not anybody in this world, I'm going to say it right now, there's not anyone in this world that cannot like you as an artist, as a person, and your art speaks for itself. Like, it is the perfect match, the matrimony of just everything you want. Like, I want to go buy all your pieces and there's nothing for sale. That's the only thing I don't like about you, is I can't buy anything because there's nothing for sale.
Oh man, I do really appreciate the kind words. It makes me blush a little. But I feel like there is too much greed in today's world. And just staying through with myself means that I don't know how to put it into words, but I started as a humble guy who was just truly passionate about doing it, and over time, this being my main incentive to do what I do, it made me where I am right now, and here, talking with you about what I'm doing and everything. My approach to this leads me all the way, and I think that if this is something what made me where I am, I definitely should keep at it, because being true with myself and with my consciousness is something no one can take from me, right? And
that's right.
Yeah, and essentially, I definitely want to have this vibe of a guy who is available for everyone to talk, because I'm not some, I don't know, celebrity or something. I'm just a normal guy. I'm just a normal dude from a smaller country, and I just honestly love what I'm doing, and I genuinely enjoy when people enjoy it, and this gives me, simply saying, happiness, right? So I don't have to I mean, I'm not sure how to put it into words, honestly, but I'm just happy about everything that I'm doing, and I don't feel like changing it into something like mass production or anything. No, because this is something that stays unique, and the dedication behind it. I want to show the dedication because I feel like it's not the pieces, but the dedication and the hard work itself. It inspires people as well. And this is something I want to tap in, showing my work as well. Just be true to yourself, right? And this is I mean, Luffy, this is my favorite card of Luffy, and this I just lost my mind for it, honestly.
I mean, I just picked it at random.
Yeah.
But like you said, I'm just picking random videos here off your page.
Yep.
All of them exude the passion and commitment, like you said. There's no doubt that you pour your heart into every single piece. I would be honored, honestly, to own a piece of yours. I would be honored. I don't say it often about buying things. Like, I'd be honored to own an iPhone. Like, that doesn't come out of my mouth. This is, man, so what's next for you, Carol? Because when you reach this level, and like I said, I just had Sharkbait on, and he's humbled and inspired by you. I think you're his idol, and I mean that genuinely. It came up on the episode that you watched. He's
Can I stop for a moment? It's a huge pleasure to hear that, but it's also so it makes me blush so much because I'm trying to be humble at what I'm doing, and I do honestly thank you for support like that, because this kind of feedback motivates me the most, to have people who see me as someone they can aspire to, which is it's very weird for me to talk about myself this way, because in my head, dude, in an hour I have to change the diapers on my kid, right? So it's not like I'm something, I'm just a normal guy, and I just want people to see that the true dedication is still a valuable thing in today's world, where everything is fast, everything is easily accessible, where you can just everything gets crazy fast, and it sometimes blows people where I'm putting so much hours into such trivial things like making each single letter. But for me, it makes perfect sense, because it's me time when I'm doing it, and I do enjoy it. And I do enjoy the feedback coming from my customer, because they are very happy, way above, like, they are crazy happy sometimes.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah. But the third instance is people who just on their own, on their free will, they are telling me that, wow, and this huge amount of positive comments of people astounded by what they saw. And this is clearly showing me that the true dedication is still a valuable thing in today's world, and I want to keep at it, because it is something that makes me who I am. And I'm going to stay dedicated.
I think
for
it's
sure.
Amazing. Where do you go from here? What's next for you? Because we talked earlier that okay, now you've even progressed in your own mind, that now you're cutting out English words, which is its own. Like, I can't picture cutting out a lowercase a. It hurts my hand to think about cutting that letter out. I can't believe you do it. Where do you go? Do you think ahead? Because it sounds like you live in the moment. You're kind of an off-the-cuff guy. Even as you build a piece, it just comes to you. Have you thought ahead? Have you thought about where you want to be?
Honestly, I do think a lot, but I also like to say that any plan you have, the God is laughing at you, because you are not able to plan out everything, right? And in my eyes, and in my head, my main plan, my main goal is to always perfect what I'm doing. So I definitely still see a whole lot of room to grow within the hobby, because even if my pieces look outstanding now, I remember people saying to me things you are saying to me right now. They were saying those things to me a year ago. So and I know my limits, and I still haven't reached the top in my eyes, at least, because I definitely feel like I still have room to grow about some aspects of what I'm doing. And if I were to say where my goals sit, I feel like um I do have a kink for rare cards. So
Okay.
if someone asks me to make something that's upper rarity, more rare, less available in the market, I'm more keen to it, because I don't work with proxies as well, right? I'm using
Yeah.
the actual cards. I'm a guy who's against any sort of knockoffs and proxies, because essentially on the economical basis, they are bad for the market, obviously, and I'm against it. But on the artistic, on my craft side, proxies doesn't allow you that much of mm, let me just put it this way. I wouldn't be able to get such good looking results on not original cards. That's the first thing. The second thing is that if I'm true about what I'm doing, if I put my true heart, my dedication, everything is true, I want the cards to be true as well. If they are original, there is a certain factor of authenticity behind what I'm doing, right? And this is something that also is very polarizing for people, because obviously if I'm cutting up a chase card that someone is trying to pull, or it's kind of expensive for them, it might um it might make few people angry at me, and they actually do. I don't delete any comments. I don't put any filter on the comments. So if you get deep into the comments, you will see people even wishing me everything, right? So spending the nights in jail for cutting up cards is just a normal everyday basis to me. But
Yeah.
but those are a minority. But I do get that it is polarizing. But at the same time, I feel like it wouldn't be fair if I were using my skills on praxis, because there is a people who often commission me. They are commissioning me because I am capable of delivering a very good looking result on an authentic card. And this is something. This is this is that kind of authenticity factor behind it, because in the end, those are official products, right? And this
Yeah.
is part of the transformative art I'm doing, and I want to keep it this way.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Carol. If I had an expensive piece, let's
Yeah.
say I was into Pokemon
Mm-hmm.
or Yu-Gi-Oh or One Piece. If I had an expensive manga piece or something like
Yeah.
that, there's only certain people that I would trust to cut it up. There has to be a risk factor
Yeah.
that if somebody chooses to take an expensive piece and say, I'm going to allow someone to cut it, they better choose wisely.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
You, I feel, are one of two maybe in the world to send your piece to with confidence that you're going to get the result you get. There's
Mm-hmm.
you're like you said, from the equipment to the eye to the concept to the
Everything.
execution, you instill confidence in your customers for the authentic, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
not the proxy, the expensive pieces. Like, you're the guy to go to.
Thanks. Yeah, I feel like this is one of my virtues, because I do feel right now I do feel capable of working with very expensive cards. But at the same time, if someone this might be kind of interesting, but not every single artwork translates well into a Shadowbox, into 3D.
Sure.
And I do happen to have people who are asking me, people who have money, have those cards in numbers, and are asking me to cut them up for them. And I'm just straight saying them, no, I won't, because in my eyes, this card, it won't look that good as a Shadowbox. We can pick something different with this Pokemon, with this character, a different card that will look better, be cheaper, look better, instead of just forcing to cut up the expensive card that won't yield a good result, you know? So
how quickly do you know that when you see the card? Do you
man,
know it instantly, or do you spend time with it?
No, when I look at the cards in general, when new set is going to be released, I'm like, just this one is good, this not. No. Every card for me is just right now. If I'm looking at the card, and even a card I do like to have in my collection, because I enjoy cards as well. I'm a collector as well. But every single card I see, I instantly estimate, evaluate how would it translate into Shadowbox. You know, that's something I cannot avoid at this point, right? Sometimes
sure.
I just yeah.
But that's one of those gifts, right? You can't teach that.
No,
you can't teach that. You just have to have an eye for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing. Is there anything you want the audience to know, whether it be other collectors, whether it be other artists, anything you want to leave us with today, Carol?
Yeah, stay true. Stay true to who you are. Because I stayed true this whole time, and I have people who followed me 5 years ago when I had 10 followers, and I started talking with them, and they are my best friends right now, and I'm still talking with them. And staying true to what you do makes you the best version of yourself, if that makes sense. If I could say that, I feel like if you are passionate about something, just focus on it. Don't pay attention to other people opinions. Listen to constructive criticism, because this makes you better. I do speak with a lot of people from the hobby. I have friends who made shadow boxes for years before I started, and I do love to discuss my ideas with them because I value their opinion. We don't always agree on something, but this is where, you know, staying true to yourself kicks in. Because if I feel that something will look good and I feel like I want to do it, I'm just doing it. But it's valuable to hear your opinion about it from someone, you know, and someone opinion of a people who you value, right? So yeah. That's it.
I think I talk to a lot of people, Carol.
Yep.
I talk to a lot of people professionally. I talk to a lot of people on the channel. I talk to a lot of people personally, and we are almost an hour into this.
Yep.
And after an hour, you generally get a sense of someone. Carol, I knew instantly when we spoke, you're just genuinely a good person. I told you. I mean,
I'm trying my best.
The art's amazing. You're just a good guy. And I'm inspired by you. I'm humbled by you. I'm humbled by your approach. And I hope everyone watching recognizes, and I think they will, that you just exude what is great about the hobby. You are the epitome of, I think, what's right. I applaud you for taking the risks. I applaud you for taking the chances.
Thanks.
And I think you made every right decision here. I mean, you don't need me to say that. I think you've taken every right step, man. I only wish you the best moving forward.
Thank you. I do really appreciate it. And oh man, it's awesome to hear something like that coming from you, because essentially I feel like I told before that my main goal is to connect with people who are inspired, who do love it and everything. And for me, thank you so much for this opportunity, because it's huge for me, for someone like me, where English isn't even my first language. And, you know, usually stuff like that kind of stresses me out. I'm also not a person who often, you know, shows a face and speaks to the camera. It's more of my art and my hands, what are shown. But I do genuinely enjoyed our talk, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity. Thank you.
Same, honored and humbled, and let's stay in touch, my friend. I'm going to hunt down one of your pieces. I will own one before this is all said and done.
Sure. All right, man. Thank you.
All right, take care, my friend. Talk soon.
Talk soon. Bye.
Until next time, stay sharp, chase smart.